Hello everyone. For this review, we've got the Hasbro Star Wars clone Captain Rex helmet, the Black Series helmet. I've collected a few of these. I've got most of the Boba Fett helmets, the Mando helmet, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Definitely got some high hopes for this. As usual, there's some really nice artwork on the box. Normally, the artwork is pretty much black. I don't know if they've had this sort of detailing, kind of like a scan detailing on the side. Um, it's got this nice, almost like action figure Black Series graphic on the corner. This helmet is pretty big. But let's see if I can show off the top. You can get to see a little bit of it. Well, most the important part. So you get this nice side view of the helmet. On this side, you get a angled view of the helmet. And I don't know if this is the front or the back. I think in my mind, the front is the front that had the side that has the beveled edge, but maybe this is the front also. But you get a forward facing view. You get these line art diagram pictures on the side, some Arabic writing. Probably be pretty cool to try to figure out what that says. I'm sure somebody online has deciphered it already. And it basically shows you can see out the front, and the viewfinder can rotate downward. So that's it for the packaging. We can get this guy out of the box and go over the actual helmet. Before we get into the helmet, I just want to show off the inside of the box because normally there's several layers. It's a bit of a mess. It's just really a pain to take the helmet out. But they've got this really nice inner flap that has this square, cardboard square that the helmet slides over. And then the viewfinder is in a little baggie in this. So the helmet comes right out and you can put all the extra pieces back in really quick. Um, and basically you have this lid piece. There's nothing in it. It's just a lid holding it down, or like a spacer. You get a manual. I guess this is probably warnings, and it was covered in this bag that feels like Apple Store kind of bag material. All right, so before I get into everything here, normally the helmets have pretty straightforward battery compartments. The instructions are not very helpful. You can tell that you need to go into the back of the helmet on the outside, but as you see, there's no door here, and the instructions don't illustrate anything else. Maybe it's there in the text. The text is very small, but you can tell that there is an edge to this. So if you look, there's a little bevel on the inside where this kind of wraps around, and you got to get your finger in there. It's real hard to pull it, but you pull this out and then pull downward, And there's your battery compartment. I'm going to put some batteries in this real quick. Okay, batteries are in. And I'm going to put the viewfinder on. Very similar to the Mando helmets. Just we got these tabs that line up. And just snap it on. So without going into any details yet, this thing is very impressive. In person, it is extremely impressive. The helmet is pretty big, like for like the size and shape of it. It seems like something like you would actually like wear to battle. Like this was scaled up very well, and this looks pretty cool. Um, so going over details, the visor is very nice and dark. As you can see, there's lots of grime all over the place. Um, there isn't any textured damage. All this is paint. Some of this paint does have a rough feel to it where there are scuffs, so that's kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure how they did that. Um, this these weld lines protrude like to simulate actual weld lines, which is pretty awesome. There is vents in this nose area. Um, these things sticking out here, I don't know what they are. They're probably part of the breathing system, exhaust or something. And you got these pieces down here. I don't know if that's for breathing or for speaking. Um, if anybody knows what these are actually used for like stormtroopers and clone troopers, maybe post in the comments because I'm a big Star Wars nerd and I don't know what the actual purpose is. I think I know what it is, but I'm not that big into it to know all the little parts. Um, these vents side are recessed, so they're three-dimensional. The weld lines again are three-dimensional. Believe hmm, the viewfinder. Uh-oh. The viewfinder is manual. Not like the Mando helmets where you press the button and it flips down, but wow, there's there's sound associated with it. That's pretty gnarly. Is there anything going the inside? Let's see. I don't see any lights going on in there. That's okay though. That's still pretty cool. Um, hmm, all right. So you saw the back earlier, but here's the back again. Lots of nice weathering. And then on this side, this is an action button. So you can talk through this. You turn it on with one press, turn it off with the other. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's got this really nice echo effect. And let's see if we can show off the inside a little bit. It is very dark in here. It's just dark colors. There's no like real paint apps, but there's some really nice detailing. Yeah. And I'm not going to take it out, but there is a, oops, let me turn it off. There's a foam head adjustment strap in there. So that's pretty nice. Actually, so most of the inner area is kind of like a super dark gray, and then there's pieces that are like black plastic on top of it. So there's a little bit of, color depth going on in here. So that is the helmet. Not too much to talk about other than just like, wow, it like visually, functionally, I'm okay with the viewfinder being manual. The Mando, the well, say Mando, the Boba Fett helmets, that action feature sometimes doesn't. I've had a couple where pressing the button and the visor coming down doesn't activate the electronics, the little light up viewfinder. So having it manual is fine. The voice effects are much better than the original Stormtrooper helmet. So I like that they are learning and improving on the concept with these helmets. It's just gonna make it a lot more fun. Whether you're a kid or an adult, you're just gonna like really geek out because the voice effect is just so obvious. It's not like subtle where you hear like a little bit of static and hum. Like it's like this really loud echo that happens. So it really kind of drives the point like, you're doing something with the helmet. The heft is nice. Um, I can't imagine this is like impact resistant plastic, but it feels like it could be. And just the idea that it feels that way just kind of lends it to being like realistic. So they did a great job with the plastics they used, and maybe they beefed this up and kept some of the electronics back with the visor, and it maybe helped the price point. I don't know, but nevertheless, great helmet, great release. I guess they could do some more clone helmets. I mean, we got to have a Cody now. Maybe we'll get a Wolf. Maybe we'll get some other named uh, clone trooper helmets. Really, this whole thing kind of made me think about Rex being retconned into Return of the Jedi and being one of those Rebel Endor troopers, and made me realize, we need an Endor helmet. I mean, it's not dynamic. It's kind of plain from a certain point of view, but for cosplayers, it could be something pretty quick and simple that Hasbro could make. Shouldn't cost as much because it's not doesn't need as much plastic and material to create because it's only, kind of a top half with, a little bit of plastic like pleather leather like material on the side. So I would like to see them do that next. Um, yeah, maybe royal guards. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they could do. That's the review. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments about this new helmet. If you're gonna get it or not. And I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.